We're the American Red Devils, and we are previewing Manchester United's next match. It's the derby. It's a big one. Manchester United versus Manchester City. Them cheating Blues, they're getting away with it. Don't worry. I have no doubt in my mind. FA will let them slide. But it's a big one. United trying to find some form. Came off a frustrating, disappointing loss against Forest, who are actually above City, as well as United, of course. 1-0 at the City ground, and now United playing at home. Big game. City, not the City from last year by any means. I don't know what that. Are you making fun of my shoulders? I got to be ready. I'm in the command station over here running everything. And that's a lot for Alex. Just doing my day job is hard enough. And now when you have to run, command central. But big match. Shoulders out. This guy had taken the piss. It's a huge match for United because this is the game before the first leg of the only games that matter for the rest of the season. And that's the Lyon tie. Quarterfinals in the Europa League the following week, so we need to keep this momentum going. We did see some sparks of things that are, a change of pace from even what we saw a couple of months ago. There was a sustained level of effort. The boys are tracking back. We did have some nice link-up play in the middle of the pitch. We did create some chances. It's just our final third is lacking luster. We're not sharp enough at the end, and our strikers, lack thereof, are not producing. So we need somebody to step up. We need somebody to step up against City. In the past, it's been this guy right here, Bruno Fernandes. But big game, sir, on Sunday. Cannot wait. Always love a derby, especially where I feel like, we've got a hell of a chance to get 3 points.
No, you're totally right. I got 115 reasons I don't like this club at all. They're cheaters, sir. What we like most is kicking the blue. The city is yours. The city is yours, sir. 20,000 empty seats. Are you fucking sure, sir?
Let them know.
It's a derby. It's a derby weekend. But interesting one, right? It's the league doesn't matter for United, and then we have this big time Europa League fixture away in Lyon, and that's not an easy trip. So this manager, interesting dilemma is, what does he do? Big derby, right? There's pride, crosstown rival, but it doesn't matter. And then you have basically our entire season on the line away in Lyon. He's got to be thinking rotation here, like. You don't want to see certain players run the full 90. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bruno Fernandes taken off early in this derby. So as much as I want to go all in against City, I don't like him. I'm more rooting for the 115 charges than I am for this win in the league. Like, realistically, we need to beat Lyon, and we can't do it at the expense of sort of going all out on Sunday. That's a tight turnaround, and we have to be realistic. We have a thin team, and we have to be ready to go and have players rested for Lyon. And I do think we haven't really seen this manager come across a spot like this, but you have to see rotation. You have to see rotation, and he's going to save them for the Lyon match, and that's going to come from the board. I mean, look at the money that's on the line in Europa League ultimately. So. I'm just being honest about what we're probably going to see, and the manager would be smart to rotate.
And that's okay. I think we're all open. I think all United fans, they want to want to beat City again. We actually beat them this year. Unbelievable in their own house, 2-1. Late drama. Amad Diallo, where you at? We miss you, bud. But you're absolutely right. It's all about that tie on Thursday. It's all about the trip to Lyon. I wish we were going, so they got some good scran in Lyon, certainly better than Manchester. But it's a huge match. Like, the idea of even a Bruno Fernandes coming off in a derby is like beyond comprehension. So, like you said, players whose minutes need to be managed. Euro, Dalit, Mazraoui, Dalot. It's like, I don't know who's going to do the midfield. I think he might play Casemiro. So Casemiro probably won't feature because...
No, but a Coyer, this could be like
Lindelof.
This is the business end of the season. This is the business end. And the business end means, like, we have something we can win, and we have the Champions League football that we can get. So it's like, I'm not messing around. Like, I'm all in on Europa League and serious about it. Like, going to be very upset if we lose type of situation. So compared to the derby, I'm not sweating this derby at all. Like, for me, it's all about, it's Europa League or bust. And if you look at the teams in the competition, we should be winning it. Like, there's like no excuses. Play like a champion. You got to be winning Europa League. But, sir, quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, check out our YouTube channel. We are on YouTube this year. Launched it. Hell of a year to launch a YouTube channel, sir. Check us out, American Red Devils. Search us up on YouTube. Like, subscribe. Help us spread the Muppet Take worldwide. We need it. It's been like a rough season, like we've said. Everybody knows it, but we're here almost every day of the week on our YouTube channel, posting original Manchester United content. So please support the podcast, support our YouTube channel. Also check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils. We do an extra special behind the scenes episode every single month. Tons of other benefits. Check out our Patreon page. And if that's not your thing, check out our store, americanrevils.store. If you're on YouTube, we actually have our store right below on our YouTube channel. You can just head over to americanrevils.store, grab a scarf, grab a shirt, grab a hat, support this podcast, sir. We do it for the love of the game. Also, check out our website, americanrevils.com. Great fan blog content up there. Alex blogging about Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Is he an idiot or a genius? I don't know, sir. You got to go to our website. Check out the article. Sir, go tell them about iTunes reviews.
iTunes reviews and 5-star reviews of the American Devils podcast, wherever you listen. It's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And we're giving away free merch. Even better, all you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of that review to americanrevils@gmail.com with your mailing address. And I'll personally pick, pack, and ship some free ARD gear. Send it right to your door anywhere in the world, sir. Let's get into this big grudge match. Like you said, it should all be about the following Thursday, but it's still Derby.
That's right. It is the Manchester Derby. Sunday, April 6th, 8:30 a.m. City are the favorites to start, sir. We're playing at home, Old Trafford, in front of the 70,000 faithful. We're going to be up for it. The Reds will be fit and firing. What a stadium. We were there against Arsenal. We pulled off a strong result. Arsenal's doing better than City. Why can't we do the double over them? Well, the answer is we probably don't have enough players to go for this and the Europa League. Just be realistic, sir. Weather and Scram Watch. Let's get into it.
Weather. It's a great time to be in England, northern England. Look at that weather. It's going to be high 50s, nearly 60 degrees, sunny, breezy. Almost like some California weather, so enjoy that. Where we're eating Alex's Scram Watch is a Sunday. Blacklock, London mini chain of steakhouses. We're doing a Sunday roast. Get yourself Yorkshire pudding, sir. You love this guy. Fucking gourmand over here. This is 5 stars, baby. This is the best they got. This is fucking, that burger looks all right.
Oh my God.
All right. This guy. Ask this guy what he eats.
It's like,
okay.
Sir, what is this like? Hey, like this guy, like he only picks one food to eat. It's like medieval dungeon, bro.
Bro, have you
like,
been to England? This is like
some old meats.
That's it, baby. It's called a chop house, brother. Look at that.
Some old meats.
All right.
They got the silverware is from like the 1600s, dude. Come on, I can't. You gotta stop.
This is like the 6th best place in Manchester. Tell us about City, sir. Tell us about this fabled club. This guy going down the rabbit hole of food in England.
I don't know if I can eat for like a day after seeing that. I don't know.
That place it's supposed to be good. You're gonna be
City, they're cheaters. Everybody knows it. Financialdoping.com, Pep Guardiola, scratchesbaldhead.com. Don't like them, sir. They've been cheating since the beginning. Their match fixing scandal actually got us quite a few players back at the turn of the century. John Henry Davies, shout out, on Mount Rushmore, grabbed a bunch of City players after they were accused of match fixing and actually won us their first title. The first title, and then we moved to Old Trafford. So history goes way back with Manchester City, and the most recent, financial doping scandal that was leaked to build, so you can actually see the emails where they did commit the crime. They did actually have contracts off the books. They did make transfers illegally. So this whole did they break the law thing? Don't get it twisted. The proof is out there. The emails are out there. They did it. The question is whether or not that evidence is admissible. Also, they didn't turn over the evidence. The trial's over. Apparently, they thought it was going to drop during international break. The press are all over it. They're on high alert, around the clock, waiting for this shoe to drop. The fact it's dragging is interesting. It makes me feel like either it's going to be like super big and they're going to get relegated, or it's going to be a nothing burger and they're just preparing. Like right now, it feels like they're in PR damage control, both sides. So it's almost like it's decided, and now it's like, how is it going to come out? And I don't know if the delay means it's a bigger punishment, or if it's going to be a nothing burger. But to me, they got to be relegated. They ruined the game, really. And I was talking to a bunch of my friends about it. It's like when you and me started watching the league, there was so much more parity. Obviously, you have like the big six, but it was like their title races were so close and they were so exciting coming down to the last game of the season. And this whole like run away with it, 100+ points. That's the era of financial doping. It like literally just killed the whole. It killed the league, killed the race for the league. Made it boring. It was never boring. Even when United won it, it was always nervy at the end. I just dislike everything about City, dislike everything about their ownership, dislike everything about their manager. So don't come here to get any love for Manchester City.
And let me give you a prediction. It's not even a prediction. It's like they ain't getting no kind of punishment. Like, look at the FA. This is sure, it's a legal case, but reality, it's like, does FA want to do something about it?
No, they're going to get punished.
Yeah, punished. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, appropriately punished would be
like,
hold on a second. But multiple levels of.
You're not. Okay, they're being charged of multiple things. They're being charged of not cooperating with the league. If they're found guilty of that, it's a fine. That's a punishment. But if they're found of the other charges, then they'll get docked points. So they're going to get punished about something. The question is it going to be the relegation? Is it going to be the giant, pin the tail on the donkey? Is the question, right? They're going to get punished. It's going to be a fine or the docking of points, and then that's kind of where it's going to come out. Right? I'm just trying to clarify there are multiple charges across different things with different varying punishments. They will be punished, but like you're saying, they're not going to get the big relegation punishment.
I meant an actual punishment that's representative of what they did wrong, like of the rules they broke and the magnitude and negative impact that they had on the sport and English football. Most importantly, the sport had its own kind of issues with doping and in money, but like they've negatively affected the league in a major way. But at the same time, the FA are they're in bed with them. So they're not going to do shit about this in a meaningful way. They might get like, oh, right, you didn't win the league this year. We'll give you a 10-point deduction. I just don't think it's going to be the severity that is necessary for what they've basically been doing, which is like all kinds of fraudulent activities on and off the pitch. So multi-league relegation, which would be appropriate. Like, they should be down to League One and have like titles scrap, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, Pep knows something about that.
No, by the way, we lost titles because of this.
Yeah, we did.
United, we have a gripe, right? We have 2 second-place finishes behind them during this period of time. And so it's not something that you should take lightly here, because at the end of the day, they skirted all the rules. They broke all the rules that basically we abided by, and they lied about it. And they lied about it, and they didn't cooperate. And so it's like, how could they get away from it? And you can read the emails today. So this isn't a 115 pod, but it's one of those things where we anticipate it's going to get swept under the rug. I'd be amazed if the FA have a backbone.
They don't. Let me tell you something. Birds of a feather flock together, sir. Pep Guardiola, often lauded as one of the greatest managers of all time. How dare ya? He doped in his career. He got away with it. I think it's going to come out. I said this a little while ago, in 10, 20 years, that fucking Barcelona squad that was like running 90+ minutes to the gills and making like our team look unfit.
Yeah.
Dude, they were fucking juicing out of their minds.
Of course.
Messi never got injured, and then Guardiola, he left, he went to Bayern, and then he started getting injuries because he brought his fucking doctor with him. Anyway, it's all going to come out at some point, sir.
Well, Jurgen Klopp has every player on Liverpool's class as like an asthmatic, so they can all have the albuterol inhaler, which is a performance enhancer, right? Even though they're not all asthmatic, like, what I'm saying. So it's like everybody's pushing boundaries, but you're totally right that like Pep Guardiola has some interesting connections with some shady doctors out of España, that cross over into the cycling world. He obviously was busted for doping in his own right. And like, I do think that Barca team was pushing the boundaries in some way, and I wouldn't be surprised if that found its way to City. Look, hey, you see it. You look at the Patriots, Deflategate, like teams that are good usually end up pushing the line in some way. It's not uncommon to see great teams kind of, like doing kind of shady things, maybe in the gray area. I'm just saying, like,
no, they do.
That's just part of it.
They certainly do. All I'll say is watch the last 20 minutes of the 2011 Champions League final where we got fucking played off the park and they're running. They look like
like them.
They look like fucking. They look like Lance, bro, climbing up those hills. Dude, like not a bit of pain in their face. Tactics: give the ball to Erling Haaland. He's injured. Rodri's injured. They summer signings. This is actually the January signing. So they spent 180 million in January. No one even mentions it. But Omar Marmoush,
that's
180 million. Bro. He's a good player. He's a good player. Savinho, he kind of like was one of the clubs they owned, and they did all kinds of like financial engineering. But they're buying young. They're buying for the future. And they're still spending dough, bro. So I don't think FA are doing shit because they're cooking the books, and they have been for a long time. Results: they're not the City that has been winning at a canter, right? Like 4 in a row. They've been in a tough bit of form. They're picking it up a little bit towards the end of the season, but they squeaked Tottenham. They beat Plymouth Argyle barely. They lost to Forest. We made good money on that one. They tied Brighton. They beat Bournemouth in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, so that's the one chance of silverware this year. And they are playing Leicester tomorrow, so that will be done by the time this comes out. So they're not in great form, but they're still dangerous. They're still Man City, right? At the end of the day.
Look, Haaland's out as well. I mean, that's a big boost to United. They barely beat Bournemouth. Like Pep's celebrating like, he's winning something in that game. So, look, it's really 115 or bust ultimately there.
Yeah, you're waiting on the better angels of the FA. 11 versus 11, sir. Historical record. We have won 80 against the shitty Blues. We have drawn 53. We have lost 62. First game, we won 5-1 against Ardwick. Oh, we could use one of those in the FA Cup. And most recently, like I mentioned, we've lost 3, won 2, including a very late winner with Amad Diallo getting a 90th minute winner at their house. That was fun. That was relatively early in Ruben Amorim's career. He was only a month into the gig. Felt like we had turned a corner. We had not turned a corner.
Don't forget the FA Cup final, baby. Let's go.
Silverware got us Europa League in the first place this year. That
FA Cup.
This guy still talking about it. Player to watch: Omar Marmoush. He January signing. Great player, hit the ground running. 4 goals in 7 matches. Cinderella story, sir. They don't spend any money. Let's look at that formation. Excuse me. So this was the 11th in the Bournemouth game. They did have Haaland, like you said. He went down injured. He looks to be injured certainly for the game coming against
what
us.
A team.
Yeah, like fucking Christ. They don't have. They don't skip a beat, bro. It's like Cinderella story. Who do you like in this 11, sir? Who do you like in this 11?
We know the City 11. Let's go to United. Let's go to the United 11 here.
Quickly, the ref is John Brooks. He, not the worst, not the best. He was recently the official, I think, for our Southampton win. He also was the ref when we lost against Palace. So he's a decent ref. You like refs that do less. This is the 11 from the recent loss against Nottingham Forest in the league, sir. What do you think? A lot of changes. Let's get into it for the folks listening on the pod. Anana, of course, back 3 of Maz, Delit, Euro, Dogu left wing back, Delo right wing back, Casemiro and Ugarte as your holding 2 midfielders, and then Bruno, Xerxes, and Garnacho. You made a very good point in the beginning of this. It's all about Lyon. It's all about rotation. Who you rotating in advance of, this is kind of like the game before the game. But who you want to see against City.
Yeah, you got to be conservative here against City. For me, I feel like against Lyon, you're going to need Ugarte pretty fresh. Obviously got subbed off at halftime against Forest. The players who you need to rest, like Xerxes or Hoyland, you should just go Xerxes because you're like those guys, are kind of a bunch of jokers. You got to probably just play Garnacho with them. Put Bruno with like Toby Coyer. I'd have a shout of maybe giving Dogu a blow as well. That's a player I think you could rest. You could also rest Delit, who might need it. I just feel like you kind of need to think about the main guys that are gonna win you that game. Are gonna have to put in a big shift. Like Mazraoui probably needs a blow. Like that's another player who's probably critical. So there's not a lot of options here. We're thin, but like a quarter could come in and like help with some rotation on the center back side. I just feel like you got to get a little clever here and just rotate, or play Bruno and pull him off early.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna save Casemiro. I think that's who he's gonna play with Bruno against Lyon. So I think Casemiro is not going to feature at all. I mean, that's why Ugarte came off early. I think maybe you'll see Eriksen, right, to kind of like take some of the onus off Garnacho. I think you want him rested. I think, Coyer is a very good shout. I think obviously he could be a player that you would play. Mount, you're not going to fuck with. You put him on late. Maybe you put him on late for Bruno, regardless of where we are at the point that sub makes. So a lot of things to watch. So let's get into the bookies. Tight odds. United at home, plus 250, plus 270 for the draw, plus 100 for City. Given the odds, sir, what is your score prediction? Last one up. It's not really a tight race. It's kind of like the league right now. The actual Premier League, we both called a loss, although neither of us got the score prediction right. What is your prediction against Manchester City at home on Sunday?
This one's a tough one. It's going to be a spirited fight from Manchester United, but I think we are going to lose the game purely because of the rotation factor for Lyon. If not, I'd probably go for a frisky draw. We did draw Arsenal, but there's just too much to do for United with the eyes on Europa League, so I'm going to say 2-1 City win.
I do think it's going to be a cheeky draw. I'm going to call 1-1. I have to agree. I think if this was had a bigger magnitude and it was just a standalone derby and we're just about saving face in the league, I think we have a good chance to win it, but I think it's going to be too much given the rotation. And yes, sir, big game, big match. Can't wait. Love this team. Love beating City. Those cheating Blues. Good Lord, they do like to cheat. But they got some expensive lawyers, sir. Top-notch legal counsel. That's it. That's the pod, brother.
If you like the American Devils, please like and subscribe to our channel. Also, comment below. What do you think the score will be? Manchester City, Manchester United, the Derby. Also, check out our store, americanrevels.store. You also can see our merch below on our YouTube channel. Grab some, support the channel. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/AmericanRedDevils. Sir, give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, New York, Houston, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, Melbourne, Australia, Dublin, Ireland, Dallas, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, and last but not least, Manchester, England. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without. It's been a tough season, but there is plenty to play for, and it starts next week. We got to get through City first. Big game. Hate City. Let's beat them up. And as always, sir, we'll be kicking a blue.